Yeah.
And I feel
like you were about to go into your recent exposure. I feel like all of us have probably had an exposure at this point since we last talked. But since your recent exposure,
yeah, we had a few outbreaks of COVID in our bubble, and I say that loosely, bubble. But everybody, thank God, seems to be recovering well, doing well. Nobody's been hospitalized. There were 3 cases close to us. I did not test positive.
Good.
But some of my people close to me did. I'll just say that. And we're getting through it. COVID is real. It is real. And literally you can just have a brief conversation with somebody without a mask on, and that's it.
That's it.
No matter if one of you has on a mask, it just like that. It's so quick, and it's it passes so quickly. And when the people that got it, when I found out that they had it, I was just like, well, yeah. And it's not like everybody's having prolonged conversations face to face and kissing each other. It could literally be passing in the hallway, and boom, you got it. So
we had an exposure as well, and in the house we had an exposure. A babysitter, and thank God, she's young and healthy, no, pre-existing conditions and all that. But when she's here, we're all masked. Mm-hmm. So even though she's part of our bubble, and she's been here since school has been here, because she's been helping out with school with the kids, we wear masks, and I've been testing her regularly. And so even with that, she popped up positive, had mild symptoms. But thankfully, the last day prior to her positive test, we were all wearing masks, and we were getting the house clean at the same time. So I'm
okay.
So I credit. Yeah, so the whole family got tested. We're all negative. Praise Jesus. Mm-hmm. But literally, as she was sitting in the kitchen with the kids with masks, there was somebody behind all of us, cleaning. So, it's. Keep wearing the mask. Keep wearing the mask.
And I was telling one of my girlfriends, back when this all started, when we really knew about it, I read an article about a doctor in Seattle who had been participating in a flu study and studying the flu from last season, and she was seeing something that was not normal. And in January, once there were rumblings about, what everybody knew what was going on in China, she, based on her study, said in this article, it's everywhere already. It's everywhere already. That was in January. It's November. It's November.
Wow.
It is everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And the kids are back at school, and it's so crazy to me that Wake County has a tracker. Now you can see where the COVID tests are in what school. This elementary school, this middle school, this high school, this is how many cases. It's crazy. This is our life now.
This is the new normal. That's right.
I feel like they've kind of thrown us out there and been like, sorry, you're going to get it eventually. Good luck.
Let's see. Herd immunity. Everybody go. I'm like,
So.
Hi, guys. I see some of my friends coming on.
Hi, Misty, with her cute little boy and her beautiful wedding dress. So I want to talk about the holidays because
I'm moving this down. I feel like y'all can't see me. There we go.
We haven't really chatted in a while, and it's November. It's November, and people want to see their families.
Merry Christmas.
Huh?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Halloween was 2 days ago. Merry Christmas.
Oh, listen. Well, Mariah Carey said it's Christmas season, so it's Christmas.
She did.
So here we are. What are we going to do? How do we do this? How do we
Yeah.
I know that Dr. Fauci is you don't. And I just know people who look like me and you are big on tradition and big on gathering at grandma's house and having great grandma and having all the cousins and floating in and out of houses and making the rounds. Help us. What are we going to do?
So the numbers are going to go up. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. The numbers are going to go up because people are not going to follow the guidelines. That's just, I mean, if we have learned nothing from this pandemic, and that is that humans don't listen.
Humans don't listen. American humans really don't listen. I mean, there's humans in other parts of the world that don't listen, but there are other parts of the world that have gotten control of this thing better than we have. Here, it's just correct. So it's American humans.
Yeah, we don't listen. We don't listen. So the numbers are going to go up. You know, let's just expect that. But my prayer, my hope is that people will at least wear masks. Y'all, if we just wear masks and wear them correctly, I was just on WRAL this morning talking about, please pull it here, please, please.
Walk around right here, like, just right here.
Let me tell you this. So a friend of my husband's asked, well, it was a friend, either a friend of his or a friend of a friend or something like that. A Caucasian male asked a black person, why is it, because apparently it seems like there are more black people not wearing the mask correctly than there are white people. He asked, is it because of the size of the noses?
Please stop.
I mean,
please stop. Please stop.
Is it not a reasonable question? Because y'all aren't putting them on right. I don't understand. What is it?
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I see it. Maybe it's where I live. I see more people not of color wearing
really
incorrectly. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm convinced that to get into Walmart, you have to have your mask right here. I won't let you in. It's just, low, ma'am.
That's a requirement.
It's got to be right here, or you're not getting in. Sorry.
We have facial recognition stuff that has to see your eyes and your nose in order for you to enter the store. No, please wear your mask above here. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I always share what I do and what I'm going to do. Not that I'm perfect, not that I'm an angel, and you know, I will never, God forbid, but I'm hoping we never get exposed or, you know, get this COVID thing, but I'm trying my best. So for I think it's because they're essential workers and we're having to wear them all day. You know, what does that mean, that we're wearing them correctly, Poison Ivy? Maybe. The masks don't bother me anymore because she's right. I am an essential worker and I have to wear them all the time. And thankfully I can go into my office, into my corner, I can take a break. Yeah. But what I did, so for Halloween, we got together with our pod. You know, we've been talking about that bubble and that pod, those people those trusted individuals that are living life like you, that are sanitizing like you, that are protecting themselves like you, and you don't let anybody into your relationship. We got together and had a little fall festival for the kids. It was half outside, half inside, and we wore our mask, right? Okay. Poison Ivy says, I think that's why they're letting them slip. Okay.
Well, I think that everybody, listen, people, while the cut of the mask might be universal, the heads and the faces are not universal, right? So you have something to make them fit, because some people just have ill-fitting masks. They just do. Like, I have to tie mine in knots around my ears.
Double time, yeah.
To keep them there.
Yeah. So that's what we did for Halloween. For Thanksgiving, I think we're doing a Friendsgiving in the same pod the day after Thanksgiving with some leeway if you want to do your own little family thing. But please, again, you know, we're wearing our masks. If anybody has any symptoms, please stay home and all that. I'm not going to invite my family for Thanksgiving, which is, you know, very hurtful to myself and my family. But for Christmas, what I'm planning on doing is maybe having my father and his wife come from Charleston. We have not seen them this entire time. Okay. We're gonna both try to. I haven't talked to them about this yet, so we'll be talking about this soon. But the CDC guidelines, I just posted it on my Facebook, said try to quarantine as much as possible the 2 weeks beforehand, meaning not going out to a bunch of large, you know, events with other people, trying not to be exposed to a whole lot of people as much as possible. Getting tested before you go, you know, at least 2 or 3 days beforehand, and then potentially wearing masks when you're all together and socially distancing when you're all together. We're going to see. I have a good friend of mine who recently went through cancer, and thank God she's doing well, completed chemo, So our plan is for her to come up in between Thanksgiving and Christmas before the flights start getting too crazy and there are too many people packed into the airport. She's going to get tested. We're all in the house going to get tested. She's going to take a direct flight. She's not going to make multiple stops. We're going to go get her straight from the airport. She's coming straight to the house, sanitize, change clothes, and try to be as safe as possible. But, you never know. You still never know.
So that's how we have to do the holidays?
New normal.
Okay.
Welcome. How did your visit go with Grandma?
It was great. We got tested. It was fine. We didn't have any issues. She's still fine. She has since turned 92 and is being a spitfire every opportunity she gets. But it's worked out well. The thing that has stressed us out is that she's got some physical therapy that she's doing now. And so she has physical therapists in and out of the house multiple days a week. They all wear masks. I try to remind her every time they come over to wear a mask. And I just at some point you just got to pray and give it up to God. And that's
all you can do.
She needs the physical therapy and I can't control every person that goes into her house. So,
Yeah, I hear you. My husband, before our phones cut off from one another, my husband said hello. He was on his way to taking the kids out to Unscripted because I helped to kind of develop a protocol for this after school program that we're trying out at Unscripted Hotel in downtown Durham. If you want more information about that, let me know. But it's on Mondays and Tuesdays from 1:30 to 6 o'clock. Drop your kids off into a safe environment. We're only keeping it to 10 kids max. We're keeping 2 groups separate. There's one teacher that's there as the after school kind of supervising person. And then there's another person who's doing an activity with them. But long story short, it's from, kindergartners to 5th graders. And these kids should hopefully know how to keep their masks on. There's an adult there reminding them to put their masks on. I send mine with face shields as well. Just in case there's a friend that comes and tries to tell them a secret. They already have their face shield too, or taking temperatures. So, this is just this is the way that we have to operate now. So at some point we have to get back to our quote normal activities, but we just have to do them in a different way now.
So when we hear stories about it being a long, dark winter, when we hear stories about France and Germany shutting down again, modified shutting down, I think both countries are keeping schools open. What do you think? What does that do in your doctor head when you hear that? Because it's it kind of marches across the globe and then lands here with us not bright Americans.
What I've been trying to do, and I posted something about this on Instagram recently, is in my own mind, go back to phase 1. So my house, essentially my family, other than, going to this Unscripted program where I have control, as much control as realistically possible over the environment, the people in it, the bubble. But other than that, and going to work, my kids are still home. Husband's still working primarily from home. We're not going out and about and traveling. We traveled once to Florida, and that was over a month ago. And we're keeping it real tight. So I think, America, we need to go back to phase 1, either in your own home or nationally. That's my recommendation. We'll see what happens after tomorrow and after January with our administration, because it most definitely depends on who's running the country and making the decisions. Do I think that we need to have a complete shutdown? Maybe not. Do I think we need to go back to phase 1.5? Yes, I do.
So kind of like the European countries are doing it now. We're shutting everything down, schools, and I think one country has some retail businesses open. I think the other one doesn't. I think Germany, which is run by a woman, has the more strict stuff in place than France does. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, what else do we need to know? I mean, we are all seeing the news, the numbers, the cases are going up in North Carolina. What new do we need to know outside of preparing for the holidays? Not be like the holidays that we've experienced in the past. By the way, I feel like I said on the radio 3,000 times, the CDC, the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, is discouraging trick-or-treating, trunk-or-treating, all of that. It's safe. So, here's a list of activities that they're saying are safe. Let me tell you, every child in my neighborhood is out trick-or-treating. Not mine, but every child in the neighborhood. I pushed some candy out onto the sidewalk and I ran inside and closed the door. That was it. But everybody was out. And that gives me no hope that the holidays are going to go well.
No. No, sorry. Yeah, we were with our pod in one place celebrating together with our kids. Our kids did not go trick-or-treating, but I left candy. I left individualized Ziploc bags with candy in them with sanitizer next to the 3 buckets I had and said, hey, squirt your hands, take a bag, don't go sifting, take your bag and go ahead. And most of my neighbors complied with that, and they were happy that we left candy out there. I don't know what to tell you about Americans. We don't listen. I hope everyone got their flu shot. I know I'm getting in trouble for that too. They're gonna be like, get no vaccines. Get your flu shot, please.
Please get your flu shot. I just feel like in my mind, your girls, I don't know what your girls were for holiday. I haven't been on Facebook, but in my mind, your girls should have been dressed up as doctors with fistfuls of long swabs and walking around scaring kids. That's not what?
No, they were. Blake was doing something again. Hi guys. Oh, there she is. You're coming back slowly but surely. And I was a unicorn, by the way.
Oh, you. So, what were your girls for?
Blake Price was a cat.
Hello.
Hey, I'm here. Oh, is it connect? Is it going to connect? Hey guys, you have any questions for me? I'm here. I'm still here.
You're here. I'm here too. It's going to come back.
Here I am.
You can't hear me at all?
I hear you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least you can hear me. Okay, so what were the girls for Halloween? They were not doctors with long Q-tip swabs?
Blake was a fox.
Okay.
And Price was a cat.
Okay. In my mind,
and I was a unicorn.
Of course you were. So is there anything we need to be doing differently? We need to don't go see what's the closing thing? Just go see your family? Is that what you
plan to see? A handful of them. I would say keep it to less than 10. I would get everyone tested beforehand, and I would try to quarantine as much as possible, at least a week, if not 2 weeks beforehand.
Okay. All right. Well, we got it.
Tomorrow. If you haven't already.
How everything turns out tomorrow. Vote. And then vote.
And vote some more.
And vote some more.